of a like general question. How people always talk about kind of what you've done, like the history of your career and the sounds you put on and how you stay true to yourself and things like that, right? But I don't think anybody's ever like really talked to you about how you see your own contributions to hip hop. Like, so how would you describe what you've done already, like within music?
Consistent, I guess, would be the best word. You know, just I think consistent probably be the best word.
Or, kind of, what do you think feeds into that consistency? Like, kind of why? I mean, even from like early on in your career, you can see that that was like a focus of yours, like just being consistent and constantly having stuff out there that was up to a certain standard. Kind of like, how did you get to that point? And like, why do you think you ever felt that way from the start?
Whatever felt like I felt like what?
Why did you feel like you needed to be consistent and like you always kind of needed to be out there? Like, because you were always like that.
I mean, that's really all I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm afforded the luxury of like chilling. You know what I'm saying? I always got to be on my toes. I feel like, you know, music is constantly changing, and my fans, they don't allow me to take like month or years off and then come back when I feel like it. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I always gotta stay at it for real.
Right. So even with that, you know, all the success that you've had and, you know, all the high points you've had in your career, like what like keeps you motivated, like, and to continue to keep going on and keep putting stuff out? Because, you know, sometimes there's a lot of artists who kind of get to a point of complacency. And just like you said, you've never really gone there or really got to that point. So what kind of kept you going?
I don't know, man. I had a coach when I was real young, before like Coach Peaches. This is a long time ago. When I was before high school, he was like, I remember he always used to say, never be satisfied at the end of practice. Never be satisfied. We always used to say to the team. And I think I just that John never left me for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't think it ever left me. Like I just don't be satisfied. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I always feel like I gotta go hard. I see how hard my parents worked when I was a kid. So it's like I just try to apply the same logic.
Right. Right. Um, okay, so how do I? Okay, so I don't want to say it wrong. How do I say your last name correctly? Like, how's the right way to pronounce it?
Folarin.
Okay, so I had it right before. I didn't want to, I didn't want to roll the dice to get it wrong. All right,
Yeah.
so you making this next project, you know, the sequel to Folarin, which came out in 2012, which is wild because it felt like way more recent than that. Um, why is this next project a sequel to it, and kind of why did you want to do this now?
Um, it's a lot of reasons, like Folarin is like, it's two things. It'll be out by this time it's come out. But my daughter, she was talking to her mother one time and she was like, respect the kids, respect the kids. Like they were playing, but she was being serious. And and it's like that's part of it. Like the inner child of me, still tipping, vibrant thing. I need a girl. All these samples are coming from like where like back in the day, like you know what I'm saying, like when I was a kid. And then it's roses, giving people their flowers, like interpolating certain things, and telling certain stories on this album about that, about and all of that, with the same vigor and the same approach as a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? The approach is the same as like Folarin One. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing different things. Like I'm sampling way more than normal, so it feels like a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really, I'm respecting that inner child. You know what I'm saying? And I'm giving people they flowers, and I'm getting mine.
Right. Um. So over like what period of time were you making this album, and what were those sessions like?
Wow, like as soon as I finished Imperfect Storm, I started making this joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? Actually, Down South was recorded before I even made Imperfect Storms. Actually,
wow.
I just, I'm a constant recording machine. Like that's all I do. Like, I study the greats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Lil Wayne's work ethic in the studio. That's like somebody that every rapper should try to look at. Like he's like the Kobe Bryant of recording.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm always recording. It like
right.
never stops.
It's cool that you brought up Imperfect Storm too, because I actually want to ask about it. Like it was like all of the music is like really thoughtful, and there's kind of themes and things you're trying to touch on, but that one felt like condensed, and there was like real specific points you wanted to make, like you're talking about like drug use and like black strife and stuff like that. Were those just things that were on your mind at the time that you wanted to get off your chest?
I ain't gonna hold you. Like in Perfect Storm, I literally went to like a protest or rally some every single day, and I would go to the studio right after. And I was just anything that I felt, you know what I'm saying? I'm an empath. Like whatever I was feeling out there, like seen like a 15-year-old girl get maced. You know what I'm saying? I went in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I seen them break open the CVS and take all the pills out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just I went back and just wrote. I did Guard Your Heart at the same time. I remember, I think I got the beat from Guard Your Heart before I went to a protest and I was listening to it. And then I went back to Hit Boy and I did that joint. So that's just where I was at the time.
Right. Yeah, because it felt like that. I remember like, listening to it when it came out. It had like a urgency.
Time.
Right.
Yeah. No, I was very, very, it was very important. Like even the mixing isn't like the greatest on there because I was like, yo, I don't care. Like just put it out. Like I don't want to wait. I'm not sitting on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. I just wanted to be like forever. Like, like where I was at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like a checkpoint kind of like where I was at the time. Everything from Queens and Guys, like it was just and shit don't stop. There's no verse on there. It's just that's what I felt like. That was the day that that Toyin was murdered, or when we discovered it. Like I just left it. I didn't overthink. I just went right in and just did it.
Right. You were talking earlier about samples and interpreting stuff from the past and kind of bringing those songs back to life. Of course, it makes you think about angles and sampling I Need a Girl. Kind of what was the idea of the time you putting that song together, and like why specifically I Need a Girl? I mean, we're kind of around the same age, so I remember how big the song was. But like,
I mean, I just like like most rappers, I just go in the studio and just be like click beat. You know what I'm saying? And that day, everybody was like, yo, just do this one. I was like, yeah, feel right, whatever. I ain't even really put that much thought into it, but everybody know, like, I love like that Bad Boy era, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, that way I ain't even overthink that. I just, they was going through beats, and I was like, all right, yeah, this the one, all right, cool. And we just built it like that.
Right. And, you have I mean, I don't have to tell you this, this, but you have a storied history with like the songs that have R&B singers or like R&B adjacent and kind of in that world. And you've been successful with those kind of songs for so long, so many times over. Why do you think you just kind of have the touch with that kind of stuff? And like, what do you think draws you to that?
They don't let me do nothing else. The labels be like, well, this will work. Nah, I mean, if I had it my way, I wouldn't go with those first. But I mean, the game is the game. But I don't know. I think it's just it's the passion for storytelling. Like I care. You know what I'm saying? I care for real. Like I care to tell stories. Like I care about the use of the words that I choose and stuff like that.
Right. Also,
it resonates with like those R&B records, I guess.
Right. But also you saying that like if it was up to you, wouldn't want to go with those first. What kind of records would you want to lead with instead? Like just a general idea.
Man, like I would I'm grateful for On Chill and the success of it. Like
right.
In an alternate universe, I would have wanted Sue Me to be like my first single. You know what I'm saying? On the last project. Would it have been as successful as On Chill? Most likely not. It's double platinum, almost triple. But the artist part of me is like, yo, let's just put a big ass fucking budget behind Sue Me. Like this is, but the game don't work like that for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For me, it don't. You know what I'm saying? Some people it would in some other situations, but I'm grateful nonetheless, though.
Right. Talking about Down South, I think it's a really good song, and I think also too, it directly pays homage to Still Tippin' and Houston and Texas rap kind of in general. It just the song feels like properly balanced. So like kind of how did Maxo and Yellow Beezy end up on it? And like, how did you feel about like the Texas rap scene in Houston as it was happening, you know, back in the day?
It's crazy because the crazy thing is when I did Flawed with Gunna, right? Like me and Thug was spending a lot of time together around it. Like I was just always over there. We just always smoking, chilling, playing video games. And that nigga was like, man, he's like, yeah, he's like, I think Yellow Beezy was like in the next room. He's like, yo, you should put him on this. And then like me and Beezy was texting the next couple of days. And then, cause I think I just had the verse. And then Thug was like, yeah, you should put Slime on this joint. And then me and him was texting. Then I think like 3 days later, he came to my studio, Yellow, and then he just knocked the verse out. And then niggas was like, man, we got to get somebody from Houston on the joint. And Maxo just came in.
Wow. Do you kind of have any like ties or memories of like that early Houston scene? Because I mean, Still Tipping was huge, but like
I was with Bun last night actually.
Oh, there it is.
I was with Bun. We was at this little private party. Like he was they had a drummer. He was in that joint rapping. And then I was like, bro, we need to do this shit on the road, bro. You know how crazy we be on tour with a band? Like, nah, but you know, Bun was one of the first big rappers that really like embraced me. Like, we're back in the go-go and all that. Like, he always was like a kind of a mentor to me. And I don't know if a lot of people know that, like, cause we got the same interests. We both in the kicks and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And that was what we first really got. Cause a lot of celebrities kind of knew me for sneakers, like when I was a kid before the music, you know what I'm saying? And Bun always kind of like always had my back. And man, you know, Mike Jones is big, bro.
Right.
Like in DC, Scarface, all that. Like them like it's a certain relationship with Houston and DC. Like even from Steve Francis playing for the Rockets, like it's always been something there. Scarface used to play with Backyard Band, man. He used to play the guitar or the bass.
I didn't know that.
He used to play with them like every time he was in town.
Wow. No, that's cool. That's actually a good part of DC history. I did not know that. Yeah, no, that's incredible. On Down South, you have a lyric where you talk about staying true to yourself in your artistry and not wanting to tap dance and stuff like that. How have you managed to do that throughout your career, and kind of how did you stay focused on that? Because it's kind of easy to get sidetracked.
Repeat the question. I'm still waking up.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. I said it crazy fast. So it's all good. On Down South, you rap about staying true to yourself in your artistry and how you won't tap dance, etc.
Right. Oh yeah. So I feel like in the industry, like it's easy to be like, bro, I'm just gonna do it out. You understand? Like sign MMG, like Ross and Meek got their own interests. It's easy to be like, man, I'm gonna just do what they do. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna go to WrestleMania. Y'all go car shopping, whatever y'all want to do. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna get with y'all in the studio. Like, and that's what makes me. Actually, it's almost crazy when you look at it was Money in the Bank. That's a WWE pay-per-view. Right. And that was NBA Finals. And I was supposed to go sit courtside at I think it was the Warriors, maybe. I think, yeah. And I was like, man, I'm in Vegas, bro. I'm just gonna do Money in the Bank. And niggas is like, yo, you ain't gonna go to the NBA Finals. I was like, man, I don't feel like getting on the plane. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? And they ended up, I think that's when the Cavs won, I think. And they ended up coming, those dudes ended up coming to Vegas after the game. So I ended up seeing them anyway. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know, I just be doing what I want, even if it don't make no sense. I just kind of just stay true to myself, like whatever feel right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, it makes sense for sure. No, I mean, right. But like, and that's important, you know, you just staying within your interest and also too within the music and on a personal level, it all translates really. Also, speaking about MMG, I know you took the picture with Ross recently. Kind of, how have you guys been doing, and like, what are you guys working on now, or were y'all just hanging out then?
No, I played Ross like the album. You know what I'm saying? We kicked it. You know what I'm saying? We talked. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really on some chill. Wasn't not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we talk like family, like most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he just came by, kicked it, like, you know, listen to the album and shit.
Right. With like moments like you had earlier this year, like where you go to Rolling Loud and you see people going crazy over songs you put out, you know, so long ago, and they still resonate. with these completely younger crowds and stuff like that. Like, kind of, what does that mean to you? Kind of, what does that say to you?
You never really think of, well, I never really thought about like how much time has passed until like maybe like during the pandemic. I'm like, damn, there's a whole new crop of motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? Like when you don't stop, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It is crazy though. I will say, man, I don't want to put no names out there, but me and a lot of the biggest artists on the planet be talking about that tricky Rolling Loud crowd. Like it's like they're tired, they're not, they young, they don't know like what's going on. Like it's a tricky motherfucker though. It's a tricky motherfucker though.
Yeah, I know.
They know one artist, one song, but they know it with all of their heart and they don't know nothing else. It's a weird dynamic in there, man.
Right.
That joint is Police Coachella though. So y'all rappers be safe out there, man. We love you, Rolling Loud, but it's difficult.
Yeah, I went in 2018. I know exactly what you mean. You go from stage to stage. You just don't know how it's going to turn out.
You don't know. Nobody knows. Do I have dancers? Do I have pyro? Do I jump in the crowd? Like it's crapshoot, bro. Crapshoot.
But I mean, it worked out really well for you, though. You know, I mean, but also too, you know, you brought your A game. You took it seriously. And you were prepared.
Yeah, I come from that era where you got to really perform. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to really know the work. Like, you got to really do it. But nah, I mean, shoot, that was bro, I still was recovering from pneumonia. Mm-hmm. I had COVID and I had pneumonia from that.
Right.
So I couldn't even breathe on stage. Wow. I couldn't, like, I literally, like my lung capacity was at like 80%. Like I couldn't really even breathe. So I had a lot of other things on my mind. I was just trying to get through that motherfucker.
Right. Right. So throughout your career, right? Like you have managed, and this is kind of, especially when you look at modern rap, it's kind of like amazing. You've managed to stay out of like the extracurriculars for the most part. You really don't get into too many issues. With you, it's pretty much just the music, and you stay to yourself, and you just kind of have been out of the way of a lot of stuff. How do you think you pulled that off? And kind of is that like a conscious thing for you?
Luck. I'm knocking on wood right now, man. I don't even want to jinx myself. Luck. And plus, I got a lot of, I got very, very bad like social skills. So I don't even hang in rooms long enough to get into nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really like that social. Like, I'm not like buddy like that much.
Right.
I be in my own head, so I don't got time to be nowhere else for
real. Right. Kind of as your career has gone on, do you feel like you've gotten better at kind of like accepting, you know, like your celebrity and your level of popularity? Do you talk about the social skills?
Never do. Like I still cringe when like I'm on the street, like I'm like walking down the street and somebody say, yo, Wale, I just, I don't know. I don't know. I have this weird relationship with celebrity. Like in fame, I have this weird, like, can I clock out now type shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a weird thing with it. It's weird.
Right. So if it was up to you, you would rather just make the music is good, the music does well, and that's it? And you do shows and that's it pretty much?
Because it's like, I don't want to answer this and not sound grateful for all the blessings, but it's just like, I do wish I could turn it on and off, but you can't turn this shit off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can only go to where they might not know you. That's the best you can do. You know what I'm saying? But you can't really turn it off.
Right.
I think all of us kind of fantasize with the idea of not like being like you know, to have a regular like life routine, whatever. I think a lot of us fantasize with it. I think it's just human. Like, I think it was like, what would it be like if I graduated in this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
But it's not right. But you know, and what you're saying, it makes a great point, and it's real, and it's not ungrateful at all, really. I think because when you have a public-facing job, just like even on the lowest level, like you're not even an artist, not even a rapper. You just have a job where people know you because they see you, they know your face. Like you could be like a politician or something like that. Like it never ends. Like you don't get to go to the store and you stop being you. Like
regular experiences are underrated, bro. Like when everything got to be like, oh my God, like I needed to get a shape up last night. Like, and I was like, damn, like, my barber was like out of town. And I'm like, bro, I can't just go in one of these barbershops and just get a regular joint without having to have who's your favorite rapper conversations. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you in the chair to ask for your top 5 and you're like, yo, please,
or like, yo, you know, my auntie cousin rap, like, you know, like it's like, bro, I just want to line up, bro. I don't just ask me about the game yesterday or something. I don't want to talk about music for
real. So like with you and like Twitter and social media, I've noticed that you kind of like took a step back, and like even when you came back, like you're kind of not as like you don't really get into the scrums or anything like that. You're just kind of living and tweeting. You say your thoughts and you keep it moving. Kind of how did you like get to that point where like you saw Twitter?
I be tired, man. I be tired of like, bro, like y'all don't like me. Okay, man, give it a rest, bro. Who cares? Like what you like, bro, and get on. You know what I'm saying? Like the fuck, go away, man. Like this is for us. This is what we doing over here. Nigga be tired of arguing with y'all niggas, man. Like, bye. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, bro. Brian, a bunch of letter numbers, whatever. Right. Okay. Bye. I don't care. I don't care, bro. Niggas don't want to. I don't give a fuck. Like, right. It's so like, bro, what are y'all doing? Like, who cares? Okay, I'm trash. Okay. Your music opinion is not good. Bye. Go back to work. I don't care, bro.
Do you feel like, and I think, you know, like that's the right perspective, because the thing about not just Twitter, social media, period, is it opens just the floodgates for everyone to talk to everyone, and you can just say kind of anything.
Somebody said this the other day, and it blew my mind. And it's so simple. It was like, there's no way God made us to know this many people and know what everybody's thinking. What? That shit blew my mind. I'm like, bro, that is the most accurate thing I've ever heard. We are not supposed to know this many people, bro. There's no way.
No.
Like in his 50s, the niggas knew like maybe 20 people.
Right.
And probably knew what 3 of them was thinking. We know what, nigga, I know what Elliot is thinking. I know what motherfucking a stripper in Dallas is thinking. Right. I know what, God damn, so we know too much.
and you can access them whenever you want and say and ask them any question. Like it's all becomes too much. But we're used to it like it's normal. But really,
why do I know what West Side Gun and Dua Lipa are thinking in the same day? What the fuck?
Right. If this was
I
the
know
90s,
Dua Lipa and Conway the Machine is thinking in the same day, bro. That don't even make no sense. I know what Diane von Furstenberg and Kirby is thinking. I know what motherfucking Chase Young and Dak Prescott is thinking in the same day.
How did you, so you saying like, all right, you became tired of it and you're just like, people are saying anything and whatever, I don't care anymore. But on the other side, kind of how did you learn to be like, all right, I'm gonna be a little bit more measured in what I share and what I throw out there?
I just kind of, I always be like, I always have a moment, even especially when I'm drunk, I'll be like, man, what's the worst that can happen if I press send right now? Like the absolute worst. And then my drafts are crazy though. Right. My drafts, I keep them there and be like, yo, this is a reminder, nigga. Like you gotta think before you speak sometimes. Yeah, you got it, bro. I'll be like, let me say that, but I'm not gonna say
that. Right. No, that's smart. So I should have actually brought this up earlier because I was thinking about it. With DC and so much that you did for the area and DC and DMV, and I went to ODU. I was saying this before we started. I went to ODU. I was there from like 2000 to 2010. So it just reminded me. You were absolutely my first live rap show.
Man, I probably set the bar high.
Yeah, no, you were great. But yeah, you were my first live rap show. I think it was like my freshman year. So it was like either 06 or 07. And that was the show where Pusha was there. So
man.
Right, this is right.
They paid me in a lot of drug money. A Allegedly. I don't know the statute, that whatever. Anyway.
So right. So even back then, right, all these things you've done, all the things you accomplished, kind of how would you frame kind of what you did as it pertains to the area? And do you think that you're appreciated enough for what you did for the area?
I don't know if the first person to do anything really gets like the whole shebang, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, now the kids, they don't even know what it was like to not have nobody from home. You know what I'm saying? So many rappers, they can pick their own favorite now from home. So I don't know. But if I start thinking about that, it'll probably make me feel like emo, like motherfuckers don't know about what. So it's just like I just be like, man, whatever. Like, you know, I have a big old picture of me performing in the White House in my mother living room. So, you know, that says something. You know, doing the State of the Union and all that, like that, all of that says something. So, I try to take those and just, you know, run with those and just be grateful for that. And you know, when it's all said and done, like I can look back and be like, man, you know, nation's capital, the first rapper like to go to do it like this, you know, and I'm just grateful for that.
Right. No, right, because you know, right, like back in those days, like I remember like coming up and stuff like that, like you were really like, we saw you as like the DC rapper, the DMV rapper, and then you having so much success also brought, of course, labels to the area looking for more talent and stuff like that, and it kind of works kind of end over end, and now you come to 2021, and there's so many rappers from like the era, there's so many rappers from the DMV in general, you can pick a name out of a hat now. But that wasn't always the case, that people knew all of these people. So, you know, I just, you know, I had to ask you about that and kind of how you thought about it and how you framed it. Today, you mentioned, you know, seeing yourself as the GOAT and talking about, and your kind of your reference points were your consistency, as you brought up, you know, earlier in this interview, and the success you had in the hits, and even how good your deep cuts are and stuff like that. But the thing is, you've always, in me, you know, seeing you, I've never noticed you to not have that kind of confidence or feel that strongly about kind of what you do. So
I don't say it a lot. I don't say it like I say it in my music a lot. I don't really just be like, yo, this is what it is. And every once in a while, when God wake me up on that side of the bed, I'll be like, yo, you know what? Like, let me just, like, in plain English, let me just tell you guys in the vernacular that's popular to you people. Listen. Understand, it's called catalog, it's called consistency, it's called no breaks, it's called great skin, handsome as I ever been, making great music, all genres, aunties, sisters, mothers, all of them, they all checking in. It's called fashion, all of that. Like, we did it. You know, and sometimes you got to remind people because it's so busy right now. Sometimes you got to slow down and be like, listen, this is what it is.
Right. When did you first feel that you were even on that track? Like what point did that? It probably had to be a while ago, right?
Which one?
Like when you first started to think, all right, yeah, I'm definitely on the road to being a GOAT, or I already feel like one.
Man, I don't know, but it took time. It took some time for me to see. I think this was maybe a little bit after the album About Nothing, maybe. I was like, yo, this is you're not stopping, is you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like it took a while, but when it hit me.
Right. So I know you have the album coming soon. What do you want people to take from it when it does drop, and you know, when the people do get to hear it?
Just enjoy that joint, man. Like, it ain't like, you know, just we give them roses, and I'm saying shit with my chest. I'm saying this shit with my whole chest out, like, on air. You know what I'm saying? When I go there, I go there. When I tell a story, I'm telling a story. And one thing I can say is, a lot of people, niggas had to point this out to me though. My man J5 and a couple other homies, like rap, like homies, young niggas, was like, damn, like you just rapping like you talking to niggas on this joint. Like, you're not, like my tone, even if you pay attention to down south, the tone is different. Like, what's the sense of it all, pimpin'? I'm not even, what's the sense of it? I'm talking now. Like, it's like, yo, y'all gonna hear this, but I'm gonna talk to you niggas. Like, I'm gonna talk to y'all, and I'm gonna say it with my chest out.
Right. That's funny that you bring up J5 because before this started, I was telling Bria that I've known J5 for a minute. That's my man. So definitely cool to talk to you and kind of get your perspective on stuff like that.
VA boys.
Yeah. Yeah. So
J5 be rapping LA now though. He be, he be like, I'm a Lakers boy. Fuck y'all talking about.
Yo, yeah, we get on him about that all the time. You have the interest outside of it, the stuff that you have going on outside of that too. I know you posted the text message about ambulance. We can talk about that, kind of the experience of being in the movie.
Now that the final edit is done, I can say what I want to say. Nah, man. So I got like 3 calls today because they said that I just came off really good in the movie, and so Michael Bay, man, it's like learning to ride a bike, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then next day they put you in the Daytona 500 to drive a fucking car, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like literally learning how to be on a big wheel, and the next day is like, now drive a car.
Right.
Like, he is, oh man, he 101. I tell you that. He is but luckily, bro, I've played for some pretty intense football coaches and track coaches. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
my skin is thick, like for stuff like that. But he know what he want, and he gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get it. I'm just really, really, really blessed to like be able to work with Yaya and Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, to be like, I never had no freak out moments because, like, I don't know, man. These actors, they know how to talk to niggas. That's like Yaya would be like Michael would spaz on everybody, and I'm like, my energy's off, and Yaya give me like, just look like you got it, bro. Like, come on, nigga, let's do it. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And Jay could do the same thing. Like, they came to my, because it's mad COVID shit. Like, it was mad restrictions. So like, I'm like tired as hell in the car. Like, and Jake is like, yo, he's like, I got these vegan cookies, bro. Do you want some? Like, everybody was just so fucking nice. So it like balanced it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Michael Bay, he's good. Like, even when we were done, he was like, bro, I just was trying to get the best out of you, like trying different stuff. It's just my way, the blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And so, it was good. It was a good experience. But I'm just saying, like, as my first major movie, like, Michael Bay screaming at everybody, it was intense. It was intense. It was definitely intense.
What originally drew you to acting?
Everybody. Everybody, like, man, you should act. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess it's just like, damn, man, I need something else to do.
Right.
And I can't try out for the NFL no more. Oh, man, gonna fold me in half running with them young niggas. But I ain't gonna hold you. 10 years ago, with this confidence, I'd have been like, Cole, you doing basketball?
I'm gonna play football.
Hey, Washington football team, listen, give me like 2 carries, man. Just a game, man. Let's do it.
No, that's funny. That is cool.
Now, hold on, Brady's 44 though. I could probably, let me see.
Right, I'm gonna say he's not. Right,
but he ain't out there trying to play receiver or running back. So
right. He's staying where he's at. He's not doing no trick plays.
Let me see Brady at receiver for one play.
Right,
that's the end of time Brady.
Right. So it's funny you bring up Cole too. Like, you have always kind of blended sports and rap, and those 2 things have always kind of been like really important to you, even when you're not like rapping about it, like you're physically at the games or you're like involved with the teams and stuff like that. Kind of what I'm really asking is kind of how did you take like rap and like parlay that into you getting to experience kind of all your interests?
I think all of us as rappers, we all like do what the other shit we like, whether it be football or basketball, or some dudes like, like everybody kind of do venture off to what they like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just sports always gonna be part of my like in my DNA. Like it's just a part of my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I spent 12 years playing football. You know what I'm saying? I spent 4 years playing track. I spent 5 years playing basketball. So it's always gonna be a part of it. And then, you know, like just to be like a ear to some of the young guys that's going through like making the transition from like college to being famous. I'm always there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of young boys that's playing college ball. So I always try to be, you know, help them if they need it, like, you know what I'm saying, or help them to see what's to come and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so I mean, this is great. I think, you know, you gave us a lot. You were very forthcoming and very, you know, cool. I appreciate it for sure.
No, it's all good, man. Don't believe the hype, man. I'm actually a good person.
I mean, look, like I said, of course, BJ5. That's what man.
I feel like there's like a secret, like a secret, super secret industry group chat where like people are just making up lies. Like it'd be like somebody that I met like in 2002, like in high school. Like
he was rude once.
Yeah, he was, man. If they had a game, he didn't dap me. He's an asshole. But yeah, somebody is just like they're keeping it going, but it's all good. We off that.
Okay, so this is my actual final question. You seem you're way more at peace, way chiller. You're happy. You're really appreciative of everything that's happened. You talk about the past. You don't feel weird about it.
I feel weird about a couple of things, but I just don't bring it up.
That's very honest. That's very honest. No, but you know, you come off, you know, a lot like you're very much at peace. Kind of, what do you think changed for you, and kind of like why? Like, what do you think you recognize that kind of made you feel that way?
Or maybe I have a really good acting coach.
also a possibility.
Maybe this is just man, I don't know, man. I think just time, you know, maturity. And then it's like, again, I just, man, like, bro, I don't have no time to deal with like negative shit. Like, it's negativity gonna creep its ugly head around every once in a while. But like, like if I have a choice, like, please no. Like today, I'm mixing a huge record. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Like, I don't have time for shit like that. You see this? There's a new Madden out, man. Matter of fact, I'm turning this shit almost over too. I'm about to play Madden. Like that's what I got time for, bro. I got time for shit like this. I'm gonna play Streets of Rage. I'm gonna play Madden.
Yo, the new Streets of Rage. I love that Streets of Rage so much.
That Streets of Rage is sleeper top 3 games of the year.
Right.
The DLC is the game.
Yeah, the DLC is crazy.
But nah, I got time for shit like this, bro. Shit that makes me happy. Shit that makes me not think about money, negativity, none of that shit. And again, it'll happen. They might catch me slipping. I might be hitting the J and I might read something. But like in all actuality, fuck this shit. Like for real. Like all that negative, like I just don't want to deal with that. Like keep that shit away from me for real. I got enough going on in my mind, bro.
Right. For sure. Well, thank you, Wale. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir, man. You slide them gamer tags in, man. Tell J5. Tell J5 stop running from cupheads too, man. You gotta beat that. You're not a real gamer unless you beat cupheads, bro.
I will definitely let him know. All right, y'all.
All right, my G. I appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely, man.
Peace.